Good afternoon from Southeast Asia. This will be episode or volume. And it's been so long since I did one of these, I don't remember. 272. Episode or volume number 272 of the alienanalprobe.com podcast. Or, if you're a girl, and you don't want to be seen in public typing alien anal probe into your phone. Oh, they're sensitive, aren't they? You can go to theyclaim.com. Take you to the same place, same content. Or a bunch of others. You can go to rattlesnakeeyes.com, or you can go to savethegay-whales-for-Jesus.com, or let's see. I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Vibrating Cactus, I think, is one. I think we just bought, what is it thing? Oh, yeah. Into the corn.com. Now, if you're old, you might remember the old, I think it was Twilight Zone. They had this little bastard of a kid. God, he was a little asshole. Well, he was supposed to be. That was the character. And every time somebody told him to, clean up his room or something, he discovered he had these magical powers. And he just, I don't know, he closed his eyes or he twitched his nose or something. I don't know what he did. I don't remember, but they just went, whoop. They're gone forever. No blood, no smoke, no nothing, just gone. Just quick, easy. And we all, if we don't, we all should have a running list of people we'd like to do that to. I do. Sometimes I take a name off, not very often, but once every 5 years I say, hell. Not the corn for that one, but mostly I just add names. So it's pretty long. Intothecorn.com. So we're going through a bunch of alien reports, which may or not be true. Probably aren't. Got to go through them anyway. And when we find one that's just bullshit, which is pretty often, we wish it into the corn. Into the corn, just gone. It's actually better than deleting. I mean, it's more permanent than deleting. It's into the corn, okay? If we find a little bit of credibility, possibly, maybe, potentially, then we say, well, okay, how much credibility should this report have? And we take a little pinch of sand, we drop it into a big bucket. Someday, maybe the bucket is full. If the bucket is full, then we believe in aliens, okay? We're at 90.4% right now. We've covered 1,400 cases. We have 8,000 left to go. Figure that out. So what do you think? If we filled the bucket 90% in 1,400 and we got 8,000 left, what do you think is going to happen? Okay. First of all tapes are copyright 2023 by stockphotosworldwide.com or alienanalprobe.com. Okay, girls, I want you to go sit on the couch next to your mom, mother-in-law, whatever. You got a sense of humor, don't you, right? Not that many girls really do, but I don't know why. I guess God didn't think they were funny, Okay. Go sit on the couch, on the sofa, with your mom or somebody else's mom, whatever the hell. Some Victorian kind of prissy person, okay? And you get your phone out there and you kind of get sitting next to him, close, and you tilt your phone just very slightly so they can see it. Now, they may not turn and look directly at it, but damn well they're looking. They want to know who you're talking to and what you're saying. They want to know, oh God, they can't help it. Okay. So you pull up a browser and you type in alienanalprobe.com. And then you just sit there, you just, let's see, you don't go there yet. You just sit there and just thinking, and you surreptitiously look over, and their beady little eyes, they're squinting. What did she type? Oh my God! Oh, wait till I tell everybody. And then right about then, you click it, and you go to our website, the alien website, and there ain't no nastiness on there. But imagine her chagrin. Okay, you don't want to go through all that bullshit, then you just go to theyclaim.com. Done. Easy. Okay, now I got to look something up here. Hold on 1 sec. Tomorrow, well, I'm not sure, because our days down here in Southeast Asia are different than probably where you are. So hold on a minute. Okay, just as I thought. Okay. On the 26th of July, wherever the heck you might be, they're having God, it's such a facade. They're having the biggest meeting, supposedly conference thing, supposedly, quote, that they ever had regarding whatever they're calling them these days, UFOs, UAPs, I don't even know, I don't care. Aliens, let's just say aliens. And they got some so-called experts, whistleblower types, and they're going to go talk to Congress. Oh yeah, that's all. Take those turkeys out, fill all those seats with rabbits. Give each one a carrot. They're going to get more out of this thing than congressional humans ever could. Rabbits. Every seat with a rabbit. Let's do that. Somebody photoshopped that up. God. Okay. There's got to be a law somewhere that if your IQ is over 103, you're not eligible for Congress. I mean, look at dim bulbs like AOC. Really? Okay. Well, and then you go right on up to the top. He declared just yesterday, I think, that he cured cancer. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not making it. Google it. Are you scared? Aliens are scared. That's why they don't frickin' land. Okay. So, anyway, on the 26th, on your 26th, today is the 26th for me, but it's really the 25th for you. Probably, well, let's see. It's probably like in the middle of the night for you. Something like that. I don't know. I get confused. It's an international dateline thing. Okay. So anyway, tomorrow for you, whenever tomorrow is, it's a time warp thing. They will have this hearing, and I don't know how much of it, if any of it, is going to be publicly accessible, watchable, real time. My guess would be none or almost none, because they're afraid somebody's going to slip and say something truthful. Oh, the horror. Oh my God, what would happen if that happened? I don't know. Society would melt down, and it would be like Ghostbusters. Dogs and cats living together, and God, truth. Oh my God. Oh, that's an evil bad word. Okay. Let's ban that word. Let's just ban that word. We'll just take it out of the god dang dictionary. Truth. Into the corn. Because we don't like it. Oh. Makes you want to upchuck. Those rabbit pellets aren't sitting too well. Okay, so anyway, everybody's all gaga about this conference thing. You go on any social media, everybody's just hyperventilating. oh, now the truth is going to come out. Oh my God. No. 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 If there is anything earth-shattering, well, no, these guys, the guys they got to speak, they know stuff that's earth-shattering. They know stuff. They do. Really, they do, I promise. I know stuff that's earth-shattering, and I am nobody, and I don't know anything. These guys know stuff. More, better. But if they get close to the point of revealing anything truthful, they're just going to shut them up, and they can continue it in chambers or, for a private meeting after the pretend meeting. Or it's bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. It's just another little Project Blue Book exercise piece of crap thing. That's all it is. Smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. The thing that really scares me about this is I have been reading quite a few of the comments and questions that members of Congress have been asking regarding UFOs, because suddenly now it's okay to talk about it, because 2017 the Navy or whomsoever came forth and they said, by the way, folks, those flying saucer things we got video of from the fighter jets. Oh, by the way, those are real, and they're not ours, and they're not the Russians, and we're pretty sure they don't come from Earth, and okay, like that. So it's okay. They open the doors at least for discussion, so people don't snicker quite as much as they used to when you talk about UFOs, alien probing and stuff like that. Well, hell, public's not to that point yet still, but, they will be. Congress, members of Congress, have been asking the dumbest questions. I don't have any here in front of me. I should have made a list of them. Oh yeah, one of them was it Congresswoman? I can't remember who the hell it was. It's somebody who should have had more IQ than this. And when people are trying to finally break the news to her, yeah, lady, aliens are real, and the best she could do was, are they angels? Yeah, lady. Oh, God, I want him to ask me those questions on camera. Yes, lady. You dumb broad. Yes, they're aliens, and they love you so much. And they want to show you that love. Big, fat, stupid lady. And, it's okay. Close your eyes. It'll be over in a minute. It's okay. But some of the questions they've got are just beyond. It makes you truly wonder how they find their way home at night after their incredibly high-paying jobs are over. They only work about 5 hours a day. But the rest of the time, screwing off in the lunchroom or going out to lunch on your expense. You're treating them to lunch every single day. Most of them. You are. Yeah, okay, we're talking about aliens. Well, they're probably aliens too. Okay, so what's going to happen with this big congressional meeting? Well, probably by the time you get to watch this tape, you will already know what a whitewashed piece of crap it was. And that's what it's going to be. I guarantee it. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I will eat my words. I'll eat something. What can I eat? I don't know. Something nasty. Some bugs or something. Smoked cat tail. I don't know. Something bad. I'll do it. Well, I'll talk about it. Talk about doing it. Let's see. I know it. If I'm wrong, I'll do something really heinously nasty and disturbing, like I will eat 2 handfuls of cashew nuts. Yeah, that'll teach me. All right. So tomorrow you will know, I will know, whatever the hell they said. Whatever they say is going to be a long litany of things that they've already said 10,000 times over the last 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, since 2017, 6 years. There's not going to be anything new in there. If they think there might be something new coming up, they're just going to shut it the hell off. They'll mute the mics if they have to. You got all kinds of managers and keepers and minders sitting there with their skeleton fingers poised over the button, saying mute, 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 mute you, mute you. I mean, that's what YouTube does. Truth, oh my God. We heard about that when we were kids. I don't know. We don't think that's really a good idea, is it? Truth? No. That could be dangerous. Okay. So that's my prediction for the congressional hearings, and we'll see. I hope I'm shocked. I've been through this too many times. I've been studying these little Burgermeisters, not Congress. So-called aliens since I was 9. A teacher made me do it in 4th grade. Really, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Maybe he was an alien. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. Anyway, so that's where we're at on that. Okay, now let's move on to our very own aliens. Okay, we're trying to bang out these really old reports. We used to have them going back 3,000 years. Now our oldest one is right here looking at me. It's 1916. All the old ones have been digested and sent to the corn where they belong. Most of them. The old ones were. Most of them were. Written from really bizarre perspectives. Everything they saw had to be an apparition of Jesus or something. And it just became really impossible to follow along what the hell they were talking about. They just weren't fun. There was a few that had some protein to them. And you could take aspects of those and follow through into modern times now and say, well, what they're reporting now, they were reporting 2,600 years ago, like that. Okay, so let's try to get 1 or 2 of these things gone, just because we're duty bound to have to cover them. Stavanger, Norway, April 16th, 1916, times unknown. Several children playing outside witnessed a black cloud appear overhead. This is very, very commonly reported where something seems to be cloaking itself inside of a cloud. Supposedly, the Jews' march to Israel was accompanied by just such a cloud thing. People knew it wasn't any kind of normal cloud thing, but they didn't know, they couldn't begin to speculate on what it might be. But they mentioned it again and again and again. Anyway, these ankle biters were playing outside and they witnessed a black cloud appear overhead. It had a bright red light behind it. Okay, here we go. Here's where the religious connotations always creep into these old ones. Suddenly, an angel-like figure that appeared to be carrying a cross became visible next to the cloud. The children also saw a message in red letters of a religious context. Okay, well, maybe today, let's say it's 1972, somebody sees that exact same thing, and they're going to say, well, I didn't know, some kind of a spaceman came out of this this flying saucer thing that was trying to hide in the cloud, but we could see edges of it, you know. And spaceman, some kind of alien thing, I don't know, came out and it's flying around and it's got a ray gun, okay. And then there was some kind of message, talked about some crap, we don't know, we didn't understand. Okay, probably not going to be nearly the religious connotation to it that there was back then, because back then everything revolved around religion. Everything. I mean, you go to harvest your potato crop and half of them are rotten, and it's because you did something. You didn't pray hard enough. You didn't read the Bible enough. You know, everything was religious. Okay, so credibility on this thing? No. I have no idea what happened. I just have no idea. Okay, one more. I can't take too many of these. Cockham. Come on, Howard Stern. Take it, baby. Dean, Berkshire, England. Summer 1916, daytime. A young girl had been picking blackberries in a field and was startled to see a short, thin, human-like figure dressed in brown and wearing a pointed cap dash out of one of the bushes. The being had a scraggly beard and appeared solid as far as the waist, but his legs were transparent and shadowy. The being quickly ran away, disappearing from sight among the bushes. Okay, well, a little bit of rationality to this. At least she's not saying it was Jesus. It's pretty commonly reported that top half or the bottom half are wispy and shadowy. Usually the bottom half. No clue. Just no clue on that. Credibility, can I give it any credibility at all? I mean, I'm struggling here. I could give it one molecule from one grain of sand. That's not very much. And those are really, you got to have these special little tweezers to pick those. I got a little bottle of them right here. And you got special tweezers and you pick them up. So you can't even see it, can you? No, they're really hard to see. It's one molecule from one grain of sand. And I mean, I know it's in there. And I know if I part my fingers, it's going to fall out. The trouble is we got a little bit of fan air movement in here. And I'm worried if I hold it over that bucket, okay, it's a big bucket, it's 8 gallon. If I hold it over that bucket, even close down there, and I let it go, I'm scared that wind is going to blow it away. It's not even going to go in the bucket, But anyway, that's the best we can do. Okay, I can't do any more. No, not the old ones. We can do one or two. Sometimes, we got a lot of patience. We'll do 3 each episode. That's it. Okay, Bridgend, England, September 10th, 1988, 2100. A man and a woman were walking across a bridge over a motorway when they saw what appeared to be a star descending in a diagonal pattern. Okay, shooting star, right? Man and a woman walking across a bridge over a motorway and saw what appeared to be a star descending, shooting star. What the hell? Okay. As it grew closer, they could see that it was semicircular in profile and had had windows with silhouettes of figures in them. Oh God, it sounds like the Probomatic 8800. Holy crap. You'll see it in the back here, if it's not there already. The Probomatic 8800. It'll be in the back, don't worry. Holy cow. Probomatic. I thought I made that thing up. Nope, it's real. Okay. Semicircular in profile and had windows with silhouettes of figures in them. It hovered motionless for about 7 to 8 minutes and was about 300 yards from them. One of the witnesses motioned to the craft to come closer. Well, this is quite odd. One of the witnesses motioned to the craft to come closer because he's a moron. but it shook from side to side 3 times as if to say no. Huh? Really? 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 I'm having a hard time choking that one down. It then flew towards the horizon, quickly disappearing from sight. Sometimes there's notes. Usually, almost always, they're stupid. No, there's no notes. I don't know. Those wacky Brits, you don't know what the hell they're going to come up with. I can believe everything perfectly fine up until where it shakes itself no. Okay, credibility or not, I can't say positively this never ever happened, But it's kind of unlikely, I'd be thinking. I can go 1/4 of 1 grain of sand into the bucket because that no thing just bugs me. It just quarter of a grain of sand. That's it. Okay. Neva, Denmark, September 28th, 1988. Time 23:30, so 11:30 at night. On a dark and stormy night, the witness was driving her car through the town of Neva when she suddenly saw in the headlights of the car 2 small olive green beings, about 50 to 55 centimeters in height. Let's see, centimeter is, a meter is 100. It's about like 36 inches, so you're going to be like 18 inches. Oh, these are really small. These are like big rabbits. Okay, big green rabbits. She about 50 to 55 centimeter in height. In the gutter's grating where the water ran into. What in the hell? They both gestured with small arms to each other. Well, this is a little bit odd. Okay, their heads were almost egg-shaped, but very pointed towards the chin. Spy versus spy, that comes to mind. She could not see any nose or mouth. The humanoids wore overalls, which were grooved, similar to plastic, and covered them completely. She became unexplainably frightened and drove home quickly. She further described the beings as heads a little bit too large, wide shoulders, very slim hips, slim elbows, okay, and knees. So the joints are slim, okay. The feet were pointed and the hands only had 1 finger. Well, that's going to make life difficult, right? Okay, notes, no. Well, if I wish there were some other witnesses, or, there's an awful lot of these cases from pre about 2010, when they didn't have cameras. Oh God, what do you call them? Cameras in the cars, anyway. And as those began to come more and more into wide use, every car has them now. Motorcycles have them. Everything has them. As those became more in use, those reports of stuff being seen while driving have really diminished. Now, the simplest answer is often the correct answer. A skeptic looking at that would say, well, that's because they imagined them back in the day, and now, and they didn't really happen back in the day, and they're not happening now either. That's why they're not being caught on cameras. I lean in that direction. Not for all cases, but I think it explains an awful lot of cases. Why aren't we being bombarded with dash cams, videos of crazy things like this? We are getting some, but not the same amount that we used to get reports of. Okay, credibility or not? Geez, I don't know. I can go quarter of a grain of sand. I just, there's not enough of a description of anything. There's no flying saucer. Okay. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know. Some mountains in California. I've been everywhere in California. I've seen that name. I never knew how to pronounce it. I never tried. I never cared. Okay. October 1988, time was 0200. 2 o'clock in the morning. A couple that had driven to a plateau on the south side of the mountain saw a large flashing orb of light rise from the ground and fly slowly up into the sky. Okay, got it. They drove to the plateau. They saw a large flashing orb of light rise from the ground, fly up slowly into the sky. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. They then experienced 2 hours of missing time. Oh, hell, that's the probing. That's the probing right there. It doesn't always happen in the missing time. Sometimes you're like awake. But very often not. And then you got to go hypnotized, some Saturday afternoon hypnotist special at the mall for $55, And then the truth will come out, baby. God, I wish I had a collection of recordings from those sessions. I could read a couple of PDFs. I could become a hypnotist and I could advertise. Do you think you're probed, lady? Let's find out. Oh, God. And then you record them. And you blab them all over the internet. I could do this. Oh, that's a bad seed to plant in my brain. Okay. 2 hours of missing time. Usually takes about 2 hours to get thoroughly probed because they take turns and stuff like that. Later, under hypnosis, the man recalled being taken into an underground facility. Yeah, hypnosis of $55 at the mall. Man, what does he remember? Come on. Guys, well, nobody wants to admit this. Even if it happened, they're just going to say, well, we were extensively, quote unquote, examined. That's all. What more do you want to know? That's all that happened. Examined. Really examined, Were you probed? Oh, I don't know anything about that. No, we were examined, okay? I told you before. Shut the F up, Did you like it? And the guys are like, oh, God, hell no. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. It was the worst experience of my life. And the girls are like, okay. Okay, later under hypnosis, the man recalled being taken into an underground facility that was occupied by human military personnel and short gray humanoids. Okay, this whole underground facility thing, I'm not really on board with that. I don't know why. Maybe it's all really true. I don't know. But instinctively, I have a mental block when it comes to aliens living underground. I'm not on board with it. I'm okay to be wrong. Fine. Don't care either way, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. All right. Here we go. The gray humanoids apparently examined his wife. The end. Okay, and she ain't talking. Examined. That's the operative word. Examined. They never say probed. They say examined. Sometimes they do say probed. In every possible way. Oh, hell. Credibility, let's see. Come on. Well, I could give it credibility except for the underground base thing. How would he even know? Okay, wait a minute. He says that he was under... Yeah, they hypnotized him, so he remembers going into the underground facility. I was going to say if he was knocked out, how would he know he was underground? But you know what? They just put him in the zone. You could still see, I guess. Human military personnel. Oh, hell. The underground facility thing ruins it for me. I can go quarter of a grain of sand. That's it. Near Natchez, Mississippi, October 1988, 1700, 5 o'clock at night. The witness was riding his three-wheel ATC, okay, on a deer hunting expedition along the Mississippi River, okay, when the engine suddenly stalled, okay, that means they be aliens in the perimeter. It's always what happens. Anytime your engine stops, it's pretty much aliens. The electrical fields from their flaming chariots tends to disrupt the electrical components of your car, and the engine sputters, the lights go dim. Like that, okay. Engine quits. He then noticed two of his friends up ahead pointing at the sky. Looking up, he saw a huge object about 400 yards away, moving in a westerly direction, moving very slow. It helps me a little bit when somebody names a direction, because if they're making stuff up, what they're doing is they're painting a little picture in their mind's eye, in the back of their tiny reptilian brain. And they're just, oh yeah, flying saucer. Let's see. Okay, it was flying over that way, and okay. And they're not really thinking about compass directions. When they do mention a compass direction, that tends a little bit to make me think they might have been really there, really seeing it. And they're just describing what they saw, westerly direction. Okay. It's not the litmus test for truth. It's just, it makes you think, well, maybe. It emitted a powerful humming sound, and it had red, white, amber, green, and bright blue lights. Well, it was a Christmas tree. There was also a long object attached to it. Oh, come on. Okay. Are you kidding me? It emitted a powerful humming sound, and it had red, white, amber, green, and bright blue lights, but apparently no purple or pink. There was also a long object attached to it that tapered at the end to a U-shaped fork. What would Howard Stern do? What direction would that jackass go now? What would you do, Howard? Tell me so I can copy. Also a long object attached to it. Was it hanging down like an appendage, quote unquote? Appendage, was it like that? Looking for something to probe, perhaps? I wish I was an artist, because I'd do this one. I would do this one for sure. This fork moved up and down, and had electricity arcing from the tip to tip. That's a powerful appendage. Oh, baby, oh, baby. I'm trying to clean this stuff up, you know? Because I could take this and run. I could. Even without Howard's help, I could take it and run. I used to. And the old ones I used to, I just ran off the rails, you know, pretty much every episode. Now I realized that virtually none of the content we produce is suitable for any audience. There's no social media that would accept even one podcast. So I'm struggling philosophically and morally. Do I just keep on being me? Or do I try to clean it up in hopes that more people might want to listen to it? See, that's a instinct tells me you just tell it like it. You just tell it like it is. You know, you F them. They don't like it, then they can go away. They can go watch YouTube where everything is clean and sanitized, and there's nothing controversial. You know, it's all pretty and clean for snowflakes and millennials. YouTube is where they belong, and all the rest of the places too. Or do you just lay it out there mercilessly? I don't know. I'm making a tiny little token effort to try to clean it up, but it doesn't sit well with me, and I don't know how I don't know what I'm going to do in the end. This fork moved up and down and had electricity arcing from tip to tip. God, I want to go there so bad. He also saw numerous other antennas on other protruding objects on the saucer-shaped object. So it had multiple appendages like that. What could an artist do? Could make a hideous looking thing. Give anybody a nightmare. I'll have nightmares tonight just thinking about this. He also saw, on the upper middle section, there seemed to be lots of windows with amber lights coming from inside. On several occasions, he seemed to remember seeing a couple sets of large eyes looking down at him. He felt as though he received a telepathic message but could not remember its contents. It disappeared out of sight towards the west behind some trees. Oh, yeah. Well, credibility? Yeah. It's one of the few that I kind of like. My instinct tells me that he's just reporting what he saw. Best he remembers it. Yeah, I'm giving him 5 grains of sand. Okay. What the heck? Oh, I forgot to turn on. Yeah, I'm really smart. Oops, not working. Come on, what are you doing? I'm trying to do screen in a screen here, which was supposed to work. It always has before. So now it's a problem. Geez. Okay, well, we're screwed. Anything to do with Windows is just simply not going to be reliable. It's just not, ever. It never has been. I finally get, after all these years of struggling, I finally get that it never will be. It's just crap. It's just a Mattel grade toy. Windows. It's supposed to pop the text file that I'm working on is supposed to pop it right into here, so you can see it. But of course, today it just decided not to. Yeah, really nice. Oh God, it gets old. It gets really old. Okay, Stara. Jars, I don't know, Poland. October 1988 times 1900 or 7 o'clock at night. A man observed a large cigar-shaped metallic object which had apparently landed on a field. Okay. I'm looking for bullshit. You know, every line I look for the bullshit. A hatch opened and a ladder was lowered to the ground. Okay. This is something we run into quite a bit. These guys, girls, thems, theys, it's, are what, 760,000 years advanced from us. And the best they can do is lower a step ladder. If this thing is real, and it's really aliens from Zeta Reticuli, and they have to lower a step ladder, I'm thinking they're not more than about a month advanced from us, you know. Step ladder. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a really cool step ladder, but it's still a ladder. A hatch opened and a ladder was lowered to the ground. A humanoid figure not described. Why? Why would? Then appeared, stood briefly outside the craft, then re-entered it. The hatch closed and the object flew away, emitting a strange sound. Okay, now this sounds weirdo. But many reports describe this exact, precise same thing. Something comes down, hatch opens, so a ramp or a ladder or whatever comes out. Creepazoid 1 or 2 come down. They stand there on the ground. They look around. Like Chevy Chase at Grand Canyon. You know, like, yep, that's Earth. Yep. Okay, let's go, Bob. Okay, Jake. And they get back in, they go away. I struggle, my tiny brain struggles to figure out what that could possibly remotely even be about. I mean, if they just came to you know, technically touch Earth, they'd pick up a handful of dirt or something, put it in a little jar, take it back, say, yeah, this is from Earth. I got it from Earth. One of the divers I used to employ, Navy master diver, he was the first person to do 1,000 feet. And let's see, where the hell was he? Atlantic, is in the Atlantic. And he only had to go to 1,000. That's what the mission called for. So he was supposed to go down a line. He was in a suit, supposed to go down a line. He got that far in a bill, in an open bottom bill, and then he was supposed to slide down a line to the end of the line, which was at 1,000 feet. And he got there and he thought, hell, F this, I'm getting me a handful of bottom. And he went down and got a handful of mud at the bottom and took it back up, and that was his proof, you know. And it was proven 50 different ways, but that was still his personal proof that he got to 1,000. That was at 1,020. Why would they do that? Why would they just walk out, look around? Well, hell, who could speculate on the big brains of some bugs, you know? Okay. Since this has been reported so many times where they do this, I'm going to give them some credibility. I'm giving them 3 grains of sand. Yeah. Near Palmas, Brazil, October 1988. Time is night. Jose something Alves was driving on his way to town when he saw a 6 meters long, bright, disc-shaped object rapidly approaching in his direction. Okay. Brazil. Brazil's got some really good reports. He stopped the vehicle as the object landed nearby. 4 human-like beings exited the object and invited Alves inside the object. You gonna go? Ask yourself, you going to go? You know, it might be just fine. It might be tea and crumpets. Watch a movie. Bond, you know, like that. Or it could be something entirely different, involving a lot of Gorilla brand duct tape. You know, how would you know? How would you know? In the beginning, you know, up until probably my 40s, if this had happened to me, where they invite me inside, I would have been scared. I would have been anxious. I would have been this and that, but I would have gone like, hey guys, oh, this is too cool. Oh, God, we're going to be such friends, you know. Now that I'm far more read in and wiser, I'd really have to think about it. You know, if I had a long rope I tied to a tree, tied around my waist, maybe then I go in, you know, like poltergeist. You know. Worked for them. Okay, he could not remember what happened inside the object since he apparently fell asleep once inside. Yeah, they knocked him out, probed him forever. Later, he was returned back to the same location. How much later? How was his bum? I did a kind of a simple study one time years ago on how many people around the world globally go missing and are never found, bodies never found, never anything, you know. And the numbers were staggering. Sure, people can go missing and just, you know, by bad luck, happenstance, they're never found. Lots of those people, lots and lots. But I couldn't imagine that the number that legitimately were never found could even remotely equal the number that were never found, you know. And we have, on the other side of it, we have all kinds of alien reports where aliens talk about, or even sometimes seem to boast about, how many humans they take to somewhere. And another thing that happens is people, all kinds of people over hundreds of years, they'll meet some aliens, they claim.com, and aliens say, hey man, you want to go with us? You know, God, our world is cool. You'll love it. Lots of perks for humans, you know. And the people are thinking about it, thinking. Well, yeah, I don't know. The neighbor could take care of the cat, I guess, you know. And then it'll dawn on them. They'll say, well, if I don't like it, can I come back? And virtually every single case, the aliens say, nope, no, Bob. Put it out of your mind. Because, you know, you will have been barbecued and consumed long before you might ever want to come back, you know. Just saying, Bob. Okay, credibility or not on this thing? Possibly. I go a grain of sand. One grain. Cheadle, Cheshire, England, October 1988 times night. A girl sleeping on a bench in the I think they mean on the ground. A girl sleeping on a bench on the grounds, I think they mean, of an old abandoned mansion, woke up to see a strange dark form hovering in midair directly above her. Sounds like one of those black ghosty things. I know someone who has seen two of them, many years apart, thousands of miles apart. If I was going to believe anybody on this earth about those creepy black ghosty things, I would believe that person. Okay. The witness was unable to move as a hand outs. The witness was unable to move as a hand stretched out towards her from the hovering form. She suddenly regained her senses and ran away from the area without looking back. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing aliens necessarily. Let's say this thing is perfectly real. I'm not seeing that it's an alien from outer space. I'm just not getting that sense at all. So, okay, bye-bye. Into the Corn, Monterrey, Mexico, October 1988. Time is 21:30, 9:30 at night. Security guard Antonio Aguirre, I think, was standing duty in his guard shack at the local university when he noticed a strange fog forming about 30 meters away from the area of a nearby pond. Okay, suddenly in that same location, there was a sort of whirlwind. From inside the whirlwind, two figures emerged. These figures moved slowly around the pond. The figures appeared to be at least 2 meters high in height from the witness vantage point, emitted a bright white being of light from the palms. Oh, come on, people. Why can you not write these down correctly? God, the figures appeared to be at least 2 meters in height. I guess there's supposed to be a period there. From the witness vantage point, emitted a bright white being of light. Makes no sense. From the palms of their left hands. What? A being of light that came out of the palms of their hands? What the hell are you talking about? I have no clue what they're trying to say here. Aguirre decided to leave his post and go investigate the figures. He notified another guard via radio, then headed toward the figures. As the two strangers noticed the witness, they stopped, and one stood on in front of, I think they mean they stopped and one stood, comma, one in front of the other, comma, and then walked towards the witness. Man, these are badly written. As they came to about 10 meters away, the witness noticed that the beings were over 2 meters in height, maybe 2.3 meters. They wore thick gloves from which the beams of light seemed to originate. They wore very tight-fitting black clothing. Tight-fitting clothing is reported 10 billion times, usually silver, this time it's black. Strangely, their facial features appeared to be obscured by a smoke-like veil, and so were the legs. Okay, this notion of some kind of smoke or mist or fog or something obscuring the face, it's pretty common. It sounds like just impossible doo-doo crap, but it's fairly commonly reported, and I don't know what would be the purpose. People always say, well, maybe they're just so ugly, you know, they're trying to do us a favor, so we can't see them. Well, if that's the case, then they wear an opaque visor, something like that. If they need to be enhancing the atmosphere they're breathing, same thing. Why wouldn't you wear an enclosed helmet of some kind with a visor? And it just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Obscured by a smoke-like veil, and so were the legs. Okay, so it's not a breathing thing, it's the legs also. The frightened witness walked backward to the guard gate, never taking his eyes off the two humanoids. He watched as the humanoids walked back to the pond. and disappeared back into the whirlwind. And then the whirlwind and fog disappeared. Where's this coming out of? This is, Mexico. Okay, well, I'll tell you, I shouldn't discriminate on the basis of countries, but I learned too. A higher quality report comes out of Brazil, a lower quality report comes out of Mexico. And various nations are at different levels. Really horribly unbelievable reports come out of Malaysia, all of a certain type. So when you see that pattern over and over and over, you begin doubting more and more and more reports. That's what happens. Okay, any credibility at all. I can give them one molecule from one grain of sand in the bucket. That's it. Because I just don't like it. New York, New York. October 1988, late night, the witness was abducted. Wait. No, it's a new one. I thought this was, okay. Wait. Is this the one? Okay, let's just go through it. New York, New York, October 1988, time late night. The witness was abducted from a friend's apartment. His memory of the event was virtually non-existent. The only indications that something had happened were a time lapse and some scratches, marks, and bruises on his body. Later, he was able to recall being taken on board a craft. He was given a standard medical examination and sperm was extracted. Okay, I'd like to see more detail. I mean, of course, and there probably are documents somewhere that are much better than the summary about that medical examination. I wanted to, they put a blood pressure cuff on him, what the hell. Okay, well, while in the medical room, he saw other operations occurring. He observed one animal injected with a needle. One animal? What animal? What animal is this now? Which extracted fluid from the animal's body. He also saw a nude woman lying perfectly still on a table. This is starting to sound like the handiwork of someone I hate, loathe, and detest. And his name is Anton. I'm not going to scroll down yet. I'm going to go through it, and then at the end we'll see if he's put his stupid little squirrel name on here. Okay. He also saw a nude woman lying perfectly still on a table. She apparently had a large surgical incision down the center of her chest. Oh, geez. Unable to move, he watched several gray... Oh, hell. Unable... Yeah, geez. Oh, we got big monsoons outside. Okay, I love it. She apparently had a large surgical incision down the center of her chest. Unable to move, he watched several gray-type aliens insert their hands inside the woman's chest cavity. Oh, geez. He also noticed I'm glad I didn't have a big breakfast. He also noticed that the woman's legs were spread eagle with clamps around her ankles, and a long tube-like instrument was inserted in her vagina. What in the hell are you talking about here? I've read all of these actually 3 times, but most of them were like 30 years ago. And I don't remember them hardly at all, except the ones that I took special meaning from, and I remember those very clearly, but I don't remember this one at all. Holy crap. Okay. And a large and a long tube-like instrument was inserted in her vagina. He had the impression that the examination of the woman and animal were all part of a related experiment involving reproduction. Oh, hell. I give this one to Howard because I don't want it. Take it, Mr. Stern. Geez. At one point, the witness saw another gray humanoid approach the woman with a handheld object with the light on it. The humanoid pointed a laser-like beam of light at the incision on the chest and healed the cut. So, still alive. This is by far not the worst one. There are some others that we will eventually hit. On a 1 to 10, this is a 5. A 5, maybe a 6. On the disgusting scale, or the scary or alarming scale. Let's see. No, my nemesis name is not on here. Too bad, because that would have allowed me to instantly dismiss the entire report. Anton Antfilov. Oh, man. I talked about him too many times. I just get a headache when I talk to him, and then I tend to run off the rails and just rant about him. Okay. So, credibility, I mean, that's why we're here. Credibility or not. I don't know. It's pretty fantastical. Just because something is fantastical doesn't mean it didn't happen, you know. All kinds of fantastical things happen in the universe all the time. Think about this whole notion of human birth, conception and birth. That's insane. That's insane. And yet, you know, it's fairly common, you know. Okay, this is a tough one. Credibility or not. I want to say 3 grains of sand. I mean, I don't see anything that just screams bullshit, you know, into the corn, except the outrageousness of it. Okay, 3. That's you know, for better or for worse, 3 grains of sand. That's just that was an unlikable one. This may be the last one. Marseille, France, October 3rd, 1988, times 0825, 8:25 in the morning. I kind of like it when they're more precise, you know. It gives them a tiny little spike of credibility. 2 witnesses walking along a path noticed up in the sky a flying human-like figure wearing a brilliant silvery outfit with flashes of red. Okay. 2 things. First of all, flying humanoids are reported quite a bit in lots of different countries. Number 2, flying humanoids very, very often turn out to be balloons. Okay, it seemed to propel itself without any apparent or visible means. It rose up as if carried by the wind and vanished. Wait. If it rose up as if carried by the wind, but also it propelled itself, then which is it? Combination of the 2? I mean, balloons, you get a balloon, you get some creepy human-shaped balloon thing, and you put a little helium in there and you let it go. I mean, you know, not that I've ever done that. Little gusts of wind, you know, around a tree, around a building, around a house, around a stone, anywhere, can take something like that and propel it in kind of shocking ways. because that thing becomes one with the wind. The wind doesn't have to blow it. The wind doesn't have to really blow against it to push it somewhere. It just is one with the air. It goes where the air goes. Kind of like that. I'm, without any more information than this, I'm just thinking somebody let a balloon go for fun, or some little kid lost it or something. I can't, silvery outfit. Well, that would be that Mylar. That would fit with a Mylar balloon. Yeah, I can't do anything. No. Okay. We be done. Yeah, okay, we're done. Let's see. Okay, next time we haven't done alien ones for quite a while. We've been working on the Southeast Asia Chronicles. Do you want to come retire in Southeast Asia, where there's a bunch of those. They don't have their own domain. They're on stock photos worldwide.com, and pretty near the top of that page, there's a big fat link there that says, Southeast Asia Chronicles. Do you want to live in Southeast Asia? And I think we got about 20 of those on there so far. So we've been working on those pretty hard. I had to do this one because tomorrow, for you guys tomorrow, is the big hearing, the big congressional hearing conference thing. And I just wanted to jab at it and say, yeah, it's going to be bullshit. It's going to be 99% disappointing. They might allow one or more of these people to put out some teensy tiny little thing that's kind of titillating just to keep it good TV. But it's not going to go any beyond that. I don't believe it. It's just at the grade and level of Project Blue Book all over again. That's all it is. And the Congress people are going to ask the stupidest questions on earth. And you're going to wonder how they ever got through third grade. You'll just end up shaking your head like, lady, what? What are you talking about? Get up to speed here, read a book, something before you come to these hearings. I don't know that I would watch it because I don't want the real-time pain of it, disappointment and depression. I'm so tired of that government screwing up everything it touches. I don't want to see it happen anymore. It's like, once you've watched a slow motion train wreck for, let's say 60 years, you just really don't want to see it anymore. A few days later, you can hear about it, Yeah, 119 cars piled up, 7 dead. Okay, move on. That's all. You don't have to watch it happen. That's where I'm at with pretty much anything with the U.S. government. It's just, there's an old saying, and I have the domain. It's called Hell is the Impossibility of Reason. Think that through. And more and more and more and more and more, the United States of America fits that description. It's very sad, very just profoundly wasteful, brought to its knees by stupid people, that's all. Stupid people on both sides. Stupid people on one side that cause the chaos, stupid people on the other side that don't have the balls to stand up and stop the chaos. That's it. So an entire nation gets flushed down the toilet. because of stupid people. It's pretty mind-boggling. And this hearing is going to be just another teeny tiny little piece of that. That's all. I hope it's not. If it's not, you can slap me with a ping pong paddle 50 times. And I'll apologize. And I'll say I was wrong. I was stupid. We'll see. See what happens. Okay, we'll be done. Thank you very much. And good evening. And good night.